Alright boys, if you guys missed it yesterday, EA did one of the better things for the longevity of this game. They completely nerfed two abilities. Those abilities being Battering Ram and Aftershock. They're basically wear and tear increasers. As of this very moment, you can't run these abilities on any player. Nobody has the 99 trucking or the 99 hit power for Aftershock. And even if they did, it costs 20 AP. We have 12 AP to use. So these abilities are not usable right now. EA is currently reworking them. I hope the rework is just completely pulling them out of the game. I am a fan of wear and tear on online gameplay. I actually think it's kind of cool to have backups and have backups matter, but we don't need an ability that increases the chance to not have a quarterback even if you have a backup in. Same thing goes for the defensive side of things. We don't need wear and tear increasing abilities. With that said, Battering Ram and Aftershock were the two best abilities to be using on your team. Now you can't use them. So where exactly should you be spending your AP? Before we take a look at anything brand new and talk about the best abilities to be using in College Football 26, we do have a few quick small things we do need to go over. First things first, we are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're like 250 subs away. If you guys are new to the channel and you do enjoy CFB Ultimate Team content, I feel like you already know what to do. Get on there, drop a like on this video if you have not already, and with that all said, let's talk about the best abilities in College Football 26 Ultimate Team. Let's start on the offensive side of things, and I have 4 abilities that you can replace your Battering Ram with. If you weren't using Battering Ram on a Mark Ingram or a Rob Gronkowski, fellas, you definitely fumbled the bag. Those abilities were objectively broken. It was honestly a fun time, but you are going to most likely have some spaces on your AP opening up today. I'm going to get things rolling on the offensive side of things, and when it comes to the #1 most important ability to be running, it is going to be a little bit expensive, but this ability is actually, it's kind of a little broken, and it pairs well with the defensive meta we are currently in. You're going to notice literally everyone and their mom is running DBL mid blitz. Well, Takeoff is a really good counter to this. A slightly quicker release off the line when not pressed. The way people are aligning their mid blitzes right now, they're not having their DBs pressed. And so you're going to notice if you have a Takeoff wide receiver, I am currently using it on Nick Anderson, he just gets open. You can have the proper blocking scheme out there for mid blitz. I am telling you, Takeoff, it's not going to be as good as Battering Ram. Battering Ram got nerfed last night around 5 p.m. and I played from like 5 until 7 with Takeoff on Nick Anderson, and the dude was just consistently getting open. If we were tier ranking abilities, you know, Battering Ram would be the SS tier, but then Takeoff would be right underneath. They hasn't made any changes to this ability. I don't think they will. And if you have 8 AP to use, which like a lot of us should, go put it on a wide receiver now. Nick Anderson is currently going for about 100,000 coins. It's a great option to run Takeoff on. If you are more of a runner of the football and you like to abuse the stiff arm, the ability armbar, which of course the one player I click on doesn't get it, this is going to give you slightly improved stiff arms. We all know how broken the stiff arm is. Yes, EA has tweaked it down a little bit. You're still able to combo off a crazy good run, especially if you're just mashing the A button. And by having armbar specifically on a running back, you can get a crazy combo going. So unfortunately, as of right now, for the most part, you're not able to run armbar and Takeoff on a wide receiver and a running back. As soon as we have that as a possibility, and we might actually have it on the 87 overall wide receiver. So even on the best wide receiver in the game, Eric Singleton, Takeoff is going to cost us 8p. So unfortunately, we can't have armbar and Takeoff out there at the same time. If there was a way to do it, I am telling you guys, that is going to be, it's going to be really fun, and that is definitely going to be the meta, so keep that in the back of your mind. But again, if you want a wide receiver ability, go use Takeoff. If you want a running back ability, you can go with armbar. 360 is still good. This was better last year in College Football 25. I do have a feeling that as we progress through the game, the spin move is going to become a little bit better, and then ultimately 360 is going to become better. And then we also have Shifty right here. This is going to cost you 6 AP. This is going to give you the ability to maintain speed during cuts as a ball carrier. So as you're juking, your offensive players aren't going to slow down. It's not as good as armbar. It's definitely going to be better than 360 right now. If we had to rank the offensive abilities, we got Takeoff and I'm going to say Takeoff and armbar are in a tier of their own, and then everything else we talk about is going to be right below them. Like I mentioned, I like Shifty, and that's pretty much the only other offensive abilities I would even consider running on a non-quarterback. as of this very moment, the only quarterback ability I would even consider using, I've tried out a few of them. It's going to be dots right here. Slightly increased accuracy in pocket for open receivers. This is cool, and it also costs 4 AP, so this is what I am currently using on my team. I got a takeoff, and then I got a dot on my quarterback for my 12 AP. This will probably slide in behind Shifty for me personally. Again, if we were tier ranking abilities, I've tried sleight of hand. It didn't really do too much, but besides that, none of the other quarterback abilities I would even consider using. Bronze Dot is actually pretty solid. Just as a quick refresher, what offensive ability should you be using? Number 1, takeoff. I'm telling you, that ability is broken. If you don't want to run an ability on your wide receiver, go use armbar. For whatever reason, you don't want to mash the A button and just be a stiff arm merchant, go use Shifty. You can also use 360, and if you're looking for a quarterback ability, go use Bronze Dots. And that's pretty much the only abilities I would even consider using on offense. I'm moving over to the defensive side of things because this is where things actually get a little bit confusing. What should you be using? I still think House Call is probably the number 1 option to go with. This will give you slightly improved interception attempts. This will make it so you, in theory, drop less interceptions. Those who play Madden Ultimate Team, this is essentially Cut's version of Pick Artist. We also all know how broken it is and how hard it is to catch interceptions. So having House Call on a DB, in theory, should actually work. I do think Ball Hawk is pretty cool. Slightly improved break on throw abilities. Gives you better break on the ball, hence why it is called Ball Hawk. I think Bouncer is pretty cool if you run a lot of zone. And then the other ability I like right here is going to be Knockouts. This gives you slightly improved catch knockouts in coverage. Depending on how you play, Knockout versus Ball Hawk can be the play for you. I had to pick one secondary ability to run on my players because realistically right now you can only run 1 to 2 ability per position group. On the offensive side of things, I have 8 AP on a wide receiver and 4 AP on a quarterback. On the defensive side of things, I actually think House Call on 2 of your best DBs is probably the best way to go, especially after the Aftershock nerf. Maybe we see something pop up on the defensive end or the interior D line or maybe your middle linebackers. But dropped interceptions are a deal breaker for me. Nothing makes me just more mad at this game. Have the right coverage, you play the right coverage, and the ball just hits your wide receiver's hands and just falls to the ground. So House Call right now for, honestly, my sanity is what I've been running. If you are somebody who still wants to have abilities on your defensive line, I still think there are a few options you can go with. Obviously, Aftershock is out of the game. Quick Jump was really good in CFB 25. I haven't tested it out quite yet because I have been running House Calls. Even when Aftershock was meta, I was running House Calls because, again, nothing pisses me off more than dropped interception. Was that smart? No. But my sanity was saved a little bit. Quick Jump right here, 7 AP, slightly quicker jumps off the snap when pass rushing. This will give you more pressure on pass plays in theory. 7 AP, it is pretty good. You can pair 1 Quick Jump with 1 House Call. If you don't want to run 2 House Calls, because if you do run 2 House Calls, you most likely will have 2 AP just unusable right now. As we go through the AP, there aren't any abilities, I believe, in the game that are going to cost you 2 AP. So if you want to use all of your AP, which, like, you probably should want to do that, Quick Jump on a defensive lineman, and then House Call is what I would go with. When it comes to user linebackers right now, I still think House Call could be a play right there, especially if you don't user on them every single play. Let's say you invested a ton of coins into a Luke Kuechly. You could go with a Grip Breaker for 6 AP. I would pair Grip Breaker with a House Call. Ball Hawk is cool, but not necessarily the most important. And besides that, I honestly haven't tried too much of these other ones out, but they just aren't gonna do too much for you. That said, fellas, are the current best abilities in CFB 26. The meta got a major shift up yesterday with Aftershock and Battering Ram. And again, with the way abilities are in CFB 26, when you're comparing it to Madden, they're not as big of a deal. You guys can see you can really only run 4 abilities on 4 players. Let me know down below what ability stack are you currently rocking out, and have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon. Until later, peace, boys. I'll catch you boys back here later.